It was the third day at her new school when Ellie heard the dare. She had moved to Japan from Oregon just 2 weeks ago. Her father was stationed at the nearby base, and now Ellie was stuck in a small countryside school where the hallways felt too quiet and the bathrooms too dark. She didn't speak much Japanese, but some of the girls in her class spoke enough English to make fun of her and give her a dare. "You have to knock on the third stall," said Yuki, the girl with short black hair and sharp eyes. "Third floor, old girl's bathroom, at 4 p.m. Ellie blinked. "Why?" The girls giggled. One of them leaned in close. "Because that's where Hanako-San lives. If you're brave, knock 3 times and ask if she's there." "Hanako-San? A ghost girl," Yuki whispered. "She died in that stall. If she answers, she'll pull you in. Or maybe she'll let you go," said the other girl. "Depends on her mood." They all laughed. Ellie forced a smile. "Fine, I'll do it." The school library smelled like old paper and dust. Ellie didn't want to admit she was scared, but something about the way the girls had whispered made her stomach twist. She walked past rows of books until she found the librarian. She was an older woman with gray hair tied back and kind eyes behind square glasses. "Excuse me," Ellie asked, "do you know about Hanako-san?" The librarian looked up slowly. Her eyes changed. "Who told you about her?" she asked, her voice low. "Some girls. They dared me to knock on a bathroom stall." The librarian closed the book she was holding. "They shouldn't have done that," she said. "That story's older than them. Older than me." Ellie frowned. "Is she real?" The woman stood and walked to a high shelf. She pulled down a dusty folder and opened it, revealing an old newspaper clipping. The headline was in Japanese, but Ellie could make out one part: 1945. "During the war," the librarian said, "the school was used as a shelter. One girl hid in the bathroom during a bombing. Her name was Hanako. She was just your age. A bomb hit the building. Everyone thought she died. But when they cleared the rubble, her stall was untouched." Ellie felt cold. "She was still in there?" she asked. The librarian nodded. "But she was never the same again. Some say she wasn't there at all. Just something pretending to be her. She vanished a few days later. Then the stories began. Knocks, whispers, the sound of crying." Ellie swallowed. "What happens if I knock?" "I don't know," the librarian said. "But I do know one thing. If she answers, don't open the door." At 4 p.m., Ellie stood in front of the old girl's bathroom on the 3rd floor. The hallway was empty. The light above her flickered. She thought about turning around, going home, but her fingers curled into fists. She hated being the new kid. She hated the way they laughed at her. Slowly, she pushed the bathroom door open. The air inside was cold. The mirror was cracked. The floor was wet, even though no one used this bathroom anymore. There were 3 stalls. The first one empty, the second one empty. The 3rd stall was closed. Ellie's heart thudded. She raised her hand and knocked 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. "Hanako-san," she whispered. "Are you there?" Silence. She let out a breath. Maybe it was all a joke. Maybe the librarian was just trying to scare her too. But then, knock, knock, knock. 3 knocks from the inside. Ellie's body froze. She stared at the door. Something moved under the stall. A shadow. Small feet in old-fashioned shoes, barely touching the ground. "Go away," Ellie whispered. "I don't want to play." The stall lock clicked. The door began to creak open. "No!" Ellie turned and ran out of the bathroom, heart pounding. She didn't stop until she reached the bottom floor. She was shaking, but alive. The next morning, Yuki wasn't in class. Neither were the 2 girls who dared her. They found their bodies in the same bathroom, stuffed into the last stall. The door was locked from the inside. No one could explain it. Ellie didn't tell anyone what she'd seen, not even the librarian. But after that day, the other students stayed away from her. Whispers followed her down the hallway. Some said she was cursed. Others said she'd made a deal with Hanako-san. But Ellie knew the truth. That night, she dreamed of the stall. In the dream, she saw the door swing open, and a pale girl with short black hair looked out at her. Her uniform was burned. Her skin was gray. Her eyes were dark, but not angry. just lonely. She held out a hand. Ellie didn't take it. She woke up crying. The librarian found her in the library the next day. "She let you go," the woman said softly. Ellie nodded. "Why me?" "You listened," the librarian replied. "You didn't open the door." Ellie thought about the shadow, the knock, the stall. "Can she ever leave?" she asked. The librarian shook her head. "She's waiting for something, or someone." Ellie didn't answer. She just walked back to class, quietly, carefully, never using the third floor again. And from then on, whenever someone asked her about Hanako-San, she said nothing, because if you speak her name, sometimes she answers. And if you open the door, she might not let you leave.